You are not safe around me. I was built to be a weapon, to keep the Emperor's galaxy secure.
Hello everyone, it's Phoebe, and let's talk about Kit. What we learn about Kit's origin in Rift Apart, she was built as a weapon to keep the Emperor's galaxy secure. That was her original purpose. After hurting a rebel, aka Rivet, during one night on patrol, she's been living with guilt ever since. With that huge weight on her shoulders, she found refuge on Savali and pursued apprenticeship under Gary. Ratchet even asked how she came to be Gary's apprentice. Kit explained, "It is a long story. I am lucky that Gary saw potential in me." According to her description, Kit has always been living in solitude on Savali, dedicating her life to the peaceful preservation of the Dimensional Archives and its secrets as Gary's apprentice. However, that doesn't mean her anxiety was under control. She still seemed to have so much pent-up, uncontrolled anxiety that it caused her to feel unworthy, undeserving of a partner on both counts, Ratchet's side and Rivet's. Rift Apart's theme deals with dimensions, and with that, Kit would be Clank's counterpart. Gary and Rivet said so themselves. Let's just keep that basic idea in mind. These two robots are very similar in nature, and by that, I mean sentient. Think of it this way. Kit was originally manufactured as a warbot, it seems. However, Kit, or if we go by her original name, KT7461, kinda interesting. Clank's original name also ends with 61. Point is, Kit, which is a name Ratchet decided to give her by the way, she has a will of her own. So much of a will, in fact, that she herself felt guilty, ashamed of what she's done to Rivet in the past. In other words, Kit has emotion just like Clank. The only difference between these two, Clank grew to become more human alongside his lifelong companion and best friend Ratchet, saving the galaxy, seeing different places. That helped him grow as a character. As for Kit, we don't know much about her background, other than her originally having worked for the Emperor and Solitude. So we ask ourselves, how did Kit become who she is today? Part of that answer could lie with Gary. When we go back to Sargasso, when the Emperor is attacking Sargasso, while doing the anomalies, fixing the anomalies with Kit, Gary explains to Kit, "You went out into the unknown, without a lifeline, doing the last thing you ever wanted to do, and you're succeeding. I could never have done that." Something in his statement really stands out, the lifeline part. Gary having trained Kit, he's been aware that Kit hasn't had much of a life, other than her darker past, working for the Emperor. Lifeline, however, strongly resonates with Clank as well, and here's why. Looking at Clank's origin, the way he was born or created, he was built in Drake's factory. When the Future Saga came into play, it was explained that Orvis, a Zoni, a being of energy, is Clank's father. The one who created Clank. Right there and then, we thought to ourselves, Clank being the defect in the original game or having a complete different design compared to the other warbots wasn't just random. Yes, there's the whole thing with Clank's mother, the monitor in the original. I did make a video on that one, so let's keep that one at that. And now you probably know where I'm going with this. Seeing as how Kit is sentient like Clank? Are we to believe that Kit was also a defect? Are we looking at a possible counterpart of Orvis? Orvis's counterpart creating his daughter, in other words. That's if the Zoni have counterparts to begin with. For all we know, the Zoni only exist in one universe surrounded by many other dimensions. In that case, we have one Orvis. That one Orvis we know brought us Clank. If Orvis had a secret daughter, then he's got some serious explaining to do. Why would he even hide this from Clank if that were true? I feel like that's another whole can of worms if that were a thing. For now, let's just focus on the idea of these two being counterparts. Kit shares an interesting in-game dialogue on Cordelian. If it helps, Ratchet, I have never met my family either, unless you count the Emperor, in which case, you cannot do any worse. Now why does Kit assume she has a family apart from the Emperor? She knows that she was built as a warbot. Are we to believe that the Emperor fed her lies as a way to keep her close? Lies such as her having a family? To be quite frank, believing the idea of Kit being a Zoni, a daughter of another Orvis at that, It could be a bit of a reach, and here's why. In Rift Apart, there wasn't any indication of Kit being a defect. Only a rebel warbot after the Emperor discovered that she teamed up with Rivet. We do know that she was built for the Emperor, to secure his galaxy. She could have been designed like Clank, coincidentally. I do wonder, however, where does Rivet's version of Drek fall into all this? According to the description, the sheep we meet at Xerxes, it's Drek, alternate Drek, turned into a sheep by the Emperor. That could be a slight hint at the idea of these two having worked together in the past. Seeing as how this is what happened in the movie/reimagining, I take it this was inspiration from that. They took that idea and implemented it in Rivet's dimension. Now look, I'm not saying Kit was manufactured by alternate Drek's factory. After all, we have the Rubion Forge on planet Cordelian. Unless that was originally run by Drek and the Blarg. I mean, we do have Blargs at Xerxes. We wonder, this place alone manufactured the Imperial power suit. Surely a place like this could have created Kit. After all, it is rumored, according to Mrs. Zircon, that this place was the birthplace of all of the Emperor's battle mechs, armor, and espresso machine. And with that being said, let's wrap up the video. So as usual, if you have your own theories, thoughts, questions, or anything of such sort, leave it in the comment section below. And as always, I've been Vivi, and thank you so much for tuning in. Until next time.
Thank you.